good framing if I sit up, but I don't usually sit up that much. That's pretty good. I woke up really early so I could come out and shoot some long exposures and explain shutter speed today. My last video I did shutter speed, ISO, and f-stop, and just kind of briefly went over what they are and what they do and what you can use them for. But in these videos I want to go through in more detail what those things are for and how to use them practically. I went from 1/500th of a second all the way down to 1/15th of a second, or no, sorry, 15 seconds. Okay, so with that shorter shutter speed, the 1/500th of a second, you're gonna see that the water, there's not gonna be much blurring at all. It's gonna just be kind of a crisp picture of a river. And this is showing some motion, but not the most. Sorry, I'm looking at a river over there. The further you go down on your shutter speed, the longer your exposure is, the more streaking you're gonna get in the water because the water's flowing past as that shutter is open. So I'm gonna go ahead and use an example really quick. I brought up my old Pentax K1000. It's really easy to see how a shutter works when you have an old camera like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you 1/500th of a second, and the shutter is gonna open and close in 1/500th of a second. So you're not gonna be able to see it. Okay, you might have heard it. Probably didn't see anything. Just to show you a drastic difference, I'm gonna go all the way to 1 second. There we go. That's how the shutter works. In the case of my Pentax, it's allowing the light to hit the film, burn into the film whatever is coming in through the lens, basically. The real reason I wanted to do this video was to tell you about shutter speed priority. There's lots of different reasons you want slow shutter speed and lots of different reasons you want fast shutter speed. Nice thing about long shutter speeds with rivers is you get this really nice milky watery effect, and that's because all of the water is rushing through as your shutter is open. The faster your shutter is, the more still the life becomes. I mean, if you've ever seen a picture of like an apple being shot by a bullet and you can see the bullet affecting whatever it is, that is like intense. I don't even know what kind of shutter speeds you need for that. I mean, mine goes up to 1/4000th of a second, and I don't know if that would be fast enough. Another reason you might use a slower shutter speed, I'm not talking really slow, but I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the road and I'm gonna take pictures of these cars that are passing me. And what I'm gonna do, I'll just show you. So I'll be able to turn the camera like this. Did I frame that up well? My phone's not showing me anything, it's fucking whatever. And then I'm gonna try and follow a car and keep the car in the exact same position of my composition. And I'm gonna follow that car as it's moving and take the shutter in the middle, or when I'm at its most flat perspective, I guess. And what that's gonna do, hopefully, you're gonna see the background blur, but the car is gonna be nice and crisp. And this really shows how you can put movement into a still photo. We did a shutter speed assignment. We had to do 2 photos, and this was on film. It's the only reason why I have that camera. We had to show motion through a slow shutter speed and a really fast shutter speed. And the fast shutter speed is really hard to show motion. I'm gonna take the same picture at a slow shutter speed and the same picture at a fast shutter speed of the car passing by. Cars just don't show motion at higher shutter speeds. Humans can show motion. You can flip your hair around and you're gonna get the hair moving around. All those pictures of the girls coming out of the water and whipping their hair back and water flinging, that's really good motion in a fast shutter speed. Everything's crisp, but you know that stuff is moving. You don't even have to think about it. It's just you look at that photo and you know that something is moving in that photo. That's how you can show motion with a fast shutter speed. Cars do not show motion at a fast shutter speed. So another thing I wanted to talk about today was the reason I made this YouTube channel. I have 2 other YouTube channels, one being videos that I made up until about 7th or 8th grade, and then I made a group, I guess. I don't know. It's me and my best friend Scott. We made this thing called Eucalosaurus Rex, and basically it's where we've posted all our music and all my skate videos. It's basically been my video hub. I made this one so that I could specifically do vlogs. I am by no means a master photographer, and I want to show my progression because I am really young and I am still like kind of diving headfirst into photography and filming. I know that in these next 8 years, I'm gonna progress so much, and I'd like to get that on film. I took off my jacket, but now I'm getting kind of fucking cold. Trying not to swear. I want to commit to the channel. I want to try and do vlogs at least once a month. It's been a minute since I did a vlog because I've done 3 different shoots since my last video, and then I have a wedding coming up here in a month or so. In my last shoot, I had a couple of people come up and say, hey, I know someone that needs some photos, and I was like, so nice. Just listening to birds in the river. I'm tired. There's a deer over here. There's 2. I don't want to move the camera. I shot some footage of some deers over that way. Oh, they're running away. I was kind of hoping it would sound all natural out here, but I think you can probably hear the cars now, which is depressing. I'm trying to think of other things that I wanted to talk about. If you've ever seen star trail photos where someone looks up into the sky and the stars are making these lines in the sky, that's a form of light photography, of light trail photography, I guess. And that's just a really, really long shutter speed, or multiple long shutter speeds. If you've seen pictures of people in the woods and they use like a flashlight they can draw, I'm kind of stuck right now. I don't know what else to say. I'm just too tired to be doing this. So yeah, that's the video for today. My next video, I'm probably gonna do aperture priority or f-stop. Oh man, I'm gonna go home and eat breakfast and maybe take a nap. I probably won't. I doubt it. Future videos, I am gonna post progress updates. I'm gonna try and go like one day camping, so I'll go up, I'll set up a tent, and I'll shoot some night photography. I'll shoot some photos in the day too, and I'm gonna sleep, and I'm gonna get some more wild photos, I guess. Not wild, just I'm sick of taking pictures in my backyard. Get out there and shoot.